Good evening traders, it's Simon at Kairos Capital Markets with the weekly review of Aussie dollar and pound yen. Today though we're going to start with a different currency, which is the dollar index as such. Now what I want to show you here first of all is this trend line, and we have highlighted in circle here. We've got a lot of confidence to stop the dollar from going weaker here at the moment. Now the fact that the elections have just happened in Europe, in France, just the minor ones as such, but it's affected the market quite a lot. Lots of gapping in the markets though, so if you were short euro dollar for example, you're going to have a big surprise later on. Also, if you was actually short dollar SEK, which we picked last week, you'd be in also another surprise, but in the opposite direction. It made a lot of profit, but I shut the trade, sorry, over the weekend because of these elections, because I knew it would cause some form of volatility one way or another, which I wasn't willing to gamble on. But back to this here, this dollar index. This is the weekly chart here, the US dollar index, and what it's showing me here is we are at a key inflection point. So if you can imagine now that this chart here actually gives you breaks at the end of the week, closes above this level here, it's another test of the weekly 50 trend line and this key level, which for me could signal that we're going to head up higher later on. As you can see, it was in this range. You could see even a head and shoulder pattern. Some people are saying here the left shoulder, there's the head, and there's the right shoulder here. And we broke above it, come down, Trump got in, and bang, it went up to the top. Now this is testing all these kind of nice levels here. It's a very nice pullback it is as well. So for people thinking the dollar bull market is over, I would probably say it's about to start, because we are in a nice pullback here. For this to defy the dollar bull market, to officially defy it, it has to close clear down 11,750. So obviously that's what I'm looking here. So I think this week the dollar has a good chance of gaining some strength now, or at least stop losing its weakness as such. Now on the DXY, it's another index, this is, of the dollar, slightly different, but if you look here again in the weekly chart as well, what I want to show you here, at the moment this is just forming now. If this closes back above 100 like it has the last couple of times, this would be a huge low test. It would test in this weekly 50 properly. And obviously when you go back into the daily of this huge low test will break back into this kind of triangle, and you'd say it's a fake out. Now Forex don't normally like gaps, and normally the gaps will get filled, so don't be surprised the next couple of days for this to actually come back up, and we'll see if it wants to test to come lower or break back in again and be classed as a fake out. So we're waiting for that, we are. But the result of that is then filtered down into our Aussie dollar chart. Now on Aussie dollar here at the moment, this is the daily chart here, and what we've got now is squeezed between 75 and the daily 50 here. Now I did say that I wanted to see a bit more. I wouldn't want to take it short just in case. I didn't want to take it long. It's very iffy and yucky it is. But what this showcases here is the dollar has started gaining strength at the end of last week and just stopped at this daily 50 here and come crashing back down again towards value. So for me at the moment, if the dollar does do what I think it will do, I break back into triangle and then power back up, this chart will come down to here, yeah, down to about 74.5 area, then come back up to test the 75 level. If it does test the 75 level, it then confirms these little dojis here on the monthly chart, in which turn that means it will be testing this weekly 50, which is holding price at the moment. Now if we do break to the downside and test 75, clearly the downside to 717 would be the target for most optional traders, because of the double bottom already formed here. So for this week at the moment, what I'm waiting for now really, I want to see if the dollar does actually power up, and see where this will go next. If the dollar powers up like I think it will, come down, come back up. If it doesn't, it will head back up to 77 again, which still presents great value to short if we get the signal. Now back to pound yen. Now last week it was quite a strange chart last week as such. So if you notice, I'm going to take some of this off now. It's a bit messy, that is. Notice how it ended up bearish and got another bearish candle. And I did say for this to confirm the pattern, it needs to test 138 again, in which case it never did. If we go back now to the daily chart, we got this huge bullish engulfing candle, which closed above the triangle, it closed above the daily 50, and then it's carried on going upwards. Now for me personally, I'd like to see a nice pullback now down to the 140 area, maybe into the range as well, and even if it taps 138, pulls back down to 138, it would be a very, very nice area to look at for some form of reversal candle. So what I would like now really is to see what this chart really does, see what it actually gives us, but I do now believe it will head higher and I would like to show you one other chart now on this to where I think it will go next. So every time it's come down to the 130 area, it has pulled back to 155, come back down to 130 area, come back to 155. My idea here is now, and again, in the very long past in history, 1985, same thing, you come down, come back up to 155. 155 is the optimal take profit, and also you know it's monthly 50 coming down as well you have. Now, I know it's been a bit choppy around here, it's not been the best case in the world, but in all fairness, it does give some good risk to reward here. So, to give you some idea now what I'm looking at, if we have a nice signal and we get 100 pip stop on this, we get a nice little trade. Let's say we enter there. We're going to have a 100 pip stop. There we are. And we want to get out at 155. That's a 14% trade there, guys. Just for 1% risk, that's what we're looking at here. So this is what I'm looking for this week now. Something along those lines. I'm not going to jump in straight away. I want to see the chart fold over, give it its hand, and let us know where it wants to go. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope the gapping hasn't stopped you out or made you lose quite a lot of profits. If it has, just drop me a message and I'll explain in more detail exactly what happened there and why I actually took the trade off. If you did go in ZAR JPY, just a very quick one here, that moved up massively into our profit, no problem at all. I'm assuming at the moment, I'm still waiting for this trade right now to find out whether this does actually move up anywhere around this area whatsoever. I don't know if it does or doesn't. We're still waiting for the Nikkei to open at the moment, so I will find that a little bit later on. Guys, like I said, I hope you have a good weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you.